far, you have learned to solve the pair of linear equations in two variables by graphical elimination and substitution method. Now today we will solve the pair of linear equation two variables by cross multiplication method. Now suppose a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0 are pair of linear equation in two variables x and y. Now our first step in cross multiplication method is that we will write the solution of first and second in the form x upon b1 c2 minus b2 c1 that equal to y upon c1 a2 minus c2 a1 equal to 1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1. Now the result of the step first can be obtained by using the diagram which is drawn here. That means first of all we'll write the variables. The variables are x and y. Now x, y, and we will take 1 in place of constant. Now we will start with b1 c1. Now b1 c1 a1 b1. This will be our first row. Now b2 c2 a2 b2 will be the second row. Now x upon b1 into c2 minus b2 into c1 will be equal to y upon c1 into a2 minus c2 into a1, and that will be equal to 1 upon a1 into b2 minus a2 into b1. Now after this we can, in our second step, we can equate x upon b1 c2 minus b2 c1 with 1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1 to find out the value of x, and y upon c1 a2 minus c2 a1 with 1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1 to find out the value of y, provided that this a1 b2 minus a2 b1 should not be equal to 0. Now let us start exercise 3.5. Now in first question of exercise 3.9 is asking that which of the following pair of linear equations have unique solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. In case there is a unique solution, find it by using cross multiplication method. So I am doing first and fourth part of this one. Now the pair of linear equations in first part of question number first are x minus 3y minus 3 equal to 0 and 3x minus 9y minus 2 equal to 0. Now first of all we will check whether the given pair of linear equations have unique solution or not. Now for that, here I am taking the coefficient of x in equation first as a1, that was 1, b1 as the coefficient of y in equation first, that was 3 minus 3, and c1 as the constant term is in equation first, that was minus 3. Similarly a2 as coefficient of x in equation second, b2 as coefficient of y, and c2 as the constant term in equation second. Now in order to check that whether the given pair of linear equations have unique solution or not, we will find out the ratio. We will compare the ratio of coefficient of x, coefficient of y, and constant terms. First of all, ratio of the coefficient of x in equation first and second will be a1 by a2, and that is equal to 1 by 3. Similarly, now we will find the ratio of coefficient of y in equation and first and second, that was minus 3 upon minus 9, and that is given again as 1 upon 3. 3 1 is 3 and 3 3 is 9. Now here, and third one, c1 by c2 will be equal to minus 3 by minus 2, and that will be equal to 3 by 2. As we see here, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, and that is not equal to c1 by c2. Now a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, that was 1 by 3, and that was not equal to c1 by c2, as c1 by c2 was 3 by 2. Now if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2, then the given pair of linear equations, so the given pair of linear equations has no solution. Have no solution. Now in case a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, then the given pair of linear equations will have infinitely many solutions. Now if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then we can say the given pair of linear equations have unique solution. In this case, we have to solve the questions only if they have a unique solution. Now in fourth part of question number first, the linear equation in two variables given to us are x minus 3y minus 7 equal to 0, 3x minus 3y minus 15 equal to 0. Now here a1 is 1, b1 is minus 3, c1 is minus 7, a2 is 3, b2 is minus 3, and c2 is minus 15. Now we will find out the ratios. Now a1 by a2 is 1 by 3, b1 by b2 is minus 3 by minus 3, that will give us 1, and c1 by c2 is minus 7 by minus 15, that will be 7 by 15. Now as we see here, a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. That means the pair of linear equations have unique solution. Now we will solve these two equations with the help of cross multiplication method. Now first of all, we will draw the diagram. That will be x, y, 1. We will start with b1, c1, a1, b1, and second will be b2, c2, a2, b2. Now this will give us x upon b1 c2 minus b2 c1. That will be y upon c1 a2 minus c2 a1. That equal to last will be 1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1. Now we will put the values of a1 b1 c1 and a2 b2 c2. Now in this question, value of b1 was minus 3, c2 was minus 15, minus b2 was minus 3, c1, and c1 was minus 7. That will be equal to y upon c1, and c1 was minus 7, a2 was 3, minus c2 minus 15, and a1 was 1, and that will be equal to 1 upon a1 b2. That will be equal to 1 upon 1 into minus 3. a1 was 1 and b2 was minus 3, a2 was 3, and b1 was minus 3. Now on solving these, we will get x upon 45 minus 21 equal to y upon 7 3 minus 21 minus will be plus, that will be 15, and that equal to 1 upon minus 3 plus 9. Now this will give us x upon 24 equal to y upon minus 6 equal to 1 upon 6. Now we will equate the quotient of x with first term with the last term and second term with the last term. Now this will give us x upon 24 equal to 1 by 6, and that will be x equal to 24 by 6, and this will be 4. Similarly, also here y upon minus 6, y upon minus 6 is equal to 1 by 6. That means y will be equal to minus 6 by 6, and that will give us y equal to minus 1. Thus we can say x is equal to 4 and y equal to minus 1. So this is our solution by cross multiplication method. Now first part of question number 2 is, for which values of a and b does the following pair of linear equations have infinite number of solutions? The equations are 2x plus 3y equal to 7, and second one is a minus b into x plus a plus b into y equal to 3a plus b minus 2. Now here a1 is 2, b1 is 3, c1 is 7, a2 is a minus b, b2 is a plus b, and c2 is 3a plus b minus 2. Now as in the question he is saying that these pair of linear equations have infinite number of solutions. That means a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Now here a1 was 2, a2 was a minus b, so a1 upon a2 will be 2 upon a minus b, that equal to b1 by b2, that will be 3 upon a plus b, and c that is equal to c1 by c2, that means 7 upon 3a plus b minus 2. Now here we have to find the values of a and b, so we will take the two parts at a time. So first I am taking the first two parts, that is 2 upon a minus b equal to 3 upon a plus b. Now on cross multiplying we will get 2 into a plus b equal to 3 into a minus b. Now 2a plus 2b will be equal to 3a minus 3b, and that will give us 2a minus 3a equal to minus 3b minus 2b. Now this will be 2a minus 3a will be equal to minus a, and minus 3b minus 2b will be equal to minus 5b. Now that means a is equal to 5b. This I have taken as equation first. Now next I am taking first and third part. You can also take second and third part. Now I am taking first and third part, that was 2 upon a minus b was equal to 7 upon 3a plus b minus 2. Now on solving this we are getting minus a plus 9b on cross multiplication. Now minus a plus 9b minus 4 equal to 0. As we know in equation first, now this a was equal to 5b, that means minus a will be equal to minus 5b. Now minus 5b plus 9b will be equal to 4b, this was minus 4 already, equal to 0. Now 4b equal to 4, and that will give us b equal to 1. That means here, and now we have obtained the value of b. Now we'll put the value of b in equation first to get the value of a. We will get a equal to 5 into b, and b was 1. So that will be a equal to 5 into 1, and that will be equal to 5. That thus we can say that here a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 1. In second part of question number 2, we have to find the value of k for which the following pair of linear equations have no solution. Here pair of linear equations in two variables are given to us. Now here a1 is 3, b1 is 1, and c1 is 1. a2 is 2k minus 1, b2 is k minus 1, and c2 is 2k plus 1. As the given pair of linear equations have no solution, so we can say that a1 upon a2 will be equal to b1 upon b2, and that will not be equal to c1 upon c2. Now a1 upon a2 means 3 upon 2k minus 1, and b1 upon b2 will be equal to 1 upon k minus 1. Now we are taking first two only. Now on cross multiplication we will get 3k minus 3 equal to 2k minus 1, and that will give us k equal to 2, and this is our answer. Now in question number 3 we have to solve the pair of linear equations by substitution and cross multiplication method. So here we will solve these equations by cross multiplication method, as we have already done the substitution method. Now the two equations given to us are 8x minus 5y equal to 9 and 3x plus 2y equal to 4. Now in cross multiplication method, first of all we will take all the terms to the left hand side of the equation. So that will give us 8x plus 5y minus 9 equal to 0 and 3x plus 2y minus 4 equal to 0. Now here a1 is 8, b1 is 5 and c1 is minus 9. So a2 is 3, b2 is 2 and c2 is minus 4. Now on drawing a diagram we will get x upon b1 c2 minus b2 c1, y upon c1 a2 minus c2 a1, and that will be equal to 1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1. On putting the value of a1 b1 c1 and a2 b2 c2, we will get the equation as x upon minus 20 plus 18 equal to y upon minus 27 plus 32 equal to 1 upon 16 by 15, and that will be x upon minus 2 equal to y upon minus 5, and that equal to 1 upon 1. Now on equating first and last part, we will get x upon minus 2 will be equal to 1, and this will give us x equal to minus 2, and on equating second and third part we'll get y upon minus 5 equal to 1, and that will give us y equal to minus 5. Thus we can say that x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to minus 5. Minus 27 plus 32 will be equal to plus 5, and this will be also plus 5, and that will give us 5. So that means x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 5 is our answer. Now in first part of question number 4, the monthly, here he is saying that a part of monthly hotel charges is fixed and the remaining depend on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. When a student A takes food for 20 days, C has to pay rupees 1000 as hotel charges, whereas a student B who takes food for 26 days pays rupees 1180 as hotel charges. Now we have to find out the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. So on taking fixed charges as rupees x and cost of food per day as y. Now here we have taken fixed charges with rupees x and food per day, cost of food per day as rupees y. Now here it is given to you that A took food for 20 days and paid rupees 1000 as a charge. That means charge paid for taking food for 20 days is rupees 1000. This means that A will have to pay the fixed charge, and fixed charge was rupees x, plus he have to pay the cost of food per day, and cost of food per day is y, and he has taken the food for 20 days. That means the total he has to pay as cost of food in 20 days will be 20 into y, and that will be 20y, and the total sum of the fixed charge and the cost of food is given to as 1000 rupees. This will be our equation first. Now B takes food for 26 days and he pays 1180. That means he will pay the fixed charge, that was rupees x, and he has taken food for 26 days, so for one day he has to pay rupees y as the cost of food. So for 26 days he will pay rupees 26y as the cost of food. That means x plus 26y will be equal to 1180, and this is our equation second. Now we can solve these two equations by either by elimination method, substitution method, or cross multiplication. Now you can solve the linear equation in two variables by any appropriate method if the method you have to do is not mentioned in your question. If the method is mentioned in your question that you have to do by cross multiplication or any other method, then you have to apply that method only. Now here it is not given to you that by which method you have to solve these questions, so you can apply any of the three methods to solve these questions. Now in second part, a fraction becomes 1 by 3 when 1 is subtracted from the numerator, and it becomes 1 by 4 when 8 is added to the denominator. Find the fraction. As we know, the fraction is written in the form of a upon b or x upon y, so we will take the numerator of fraction as x and denominator as y. Now fraction will be numerator upon denominator, that is x upon y. In case first, it is given that on subtracting 1 from the numerator, the fraction becomes 1 by 3. That means we have to subtract 1 from the numerator, and then the fraction will become 1 by 3. On solving this, we will get linear equation as 3x minus y equal to 3. Now the second case is given to us that 8 becomes 1 by 4 when 8 is added to its denominator. That means on adding 8 to the denominator, 8 becomes 1 by 4. Now as our first equation was 3x minus y equal to 3 and second is 4x minus y equal to 8, here the coefficient of y is same in the equation first and second, so we can easily solve it by using elimination method. Now on subtracting equation second by equation first, we are y will be eliminated and we are getting x is equal to 5. Now put the value of 5 in equation first, either equation first or in equation second, to get the value of y. Here I have taken the equation second and we will put the value of x in equation second, that will give us 4 into 5 minus y equal to 8, and on solving it will yield y equal to 12. That means the fraction was x upon y, that means the fraction will be 5 upon 12. In question number 5, it is given to us that places A and B are 100 km apart on a highway. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time. If the car travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet at 5. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? So we will take the speeds of the two cars as x and y. So let speed of car starting from A be x km per hour and speed of car starting from B be y km per hour. Now in case first, it is given to us that if the cars travel in the same direction, they meet in 5 hours. So let on moving in same direction, they meet at point C after 5 hours. So here the first car is starting from point A with a speed of x km per hour. Second is starting from point B at the speed of y km per hour, and they are moving in the same direction and they meet at point C. As we know, the distance between A and B is given to as 100. So we can say that here AC minus BC will be equal to AB. Here AC will be the distance covered by the car starting from A with a speed of x km per hour, and as we know, distance AC, distance will be speed into time, and the speed is x, and they are meeting in 5 hours. That means the time of travel for A is 5 hours. So this will be speed into time, that will be 5x minus. Now BC is the distance covered by the car starting from B with a speed of y km per hour in 5 hours. So the distance BC will be speed into time, that will y into 5, and that will give us 5y, and that will be equal to AB, and distance AB is given to us, that is 100 km. Now on dividing the whole equation by 5, we will get x minus y equal to 20. This is equation first. Now in second case, he is saying that if they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. So let us suppose that on moving in different directions, they meet at point D after 1 hour. Now A is moving with a speed of x km per hour, and B is moving with a speed of y km per hour. Now that means distance AD plus BD will be equal to AB. Now distance AD will be distance covered by the car moving from A at a speed of x km per hour in 1 hour, and this distance will be speed, that is x into 1, that will be x. BD will be y into 1, that will be y, and as we know that AD plus BD was equal to AB, and distance AB is given to us, that is 100. So second equation will be x plus y equal to 100. Now we can easily solve it by cross multiplication method or elimination method. Y will cancel out on adding equation first and second to get the value of x and y, or we can say the speed of car moving from A and from B. In question number, in part third, Yes scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer, then Yes would have scored 50 marks. Now, how many questions were there in a test? On taking the number of questions answered correctly as X and number of questions answered incorrectly as Y. In case first, he is saying that he gets 3 marks for each right answer and 1 mark is deducted for each wrong answer, then he gets 40 marks. That means if he is getting 3 marks for each right answer, he will get 3 into x marks for each for x correct answer. That means this will be 3x. He will obtain 3x marks. Now 1 mark is being deducted for incorrect answer. That means 1 into y will be deducted from each incorrect answer. That means this will be total marks obtained will be 3x minus y, and that is equal to 40 given to us. Now he is saying that he is getting 4 marks for each correct answer. That means he will get 4 into x marks for x correct answers, and 2 marks for each incorrect answers are being deducted. So the number of marks deducted will be 2 into y. That will be 2y. On deducting 2y from 4x, now he is getting 50 marks. So the equation will be 4x minus 2y equal to 50, and this can be divided by 2. That will give us 2x minus y equal to 25, and this will be our equation second. Now after obtaining equation first and second, we can solve it by elimination method to get the value of x and y. Now on solving these two equations, we will get x equal to 15 and y equal to 5. That means number of questions answered correctly was 15 and number of questions answered incorrectly was 5. Thus, we can say the total number of questions will be equal to x plus y, that will be 15 plus 5, and that is equal to 20. Now, in fifth part of question number 4, the area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if its length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. If we increase the length by 3 units and the breadth by 2 units, the area increases by 67 square units. Find the dimensions of a rectangle. Now, for that, we will take the length of rectangle as x and breadth as y. Now, let the original length be x and the original breadth be y. Now, the original area of rectangle will be equal to length into breadth, that will be xy. Now, in case first, he is saying that if length is reduced by 5 and breadth is increased by 3, that means new length will be length is increased by 5, decreased by 5 will be x minus 5, and new breadth, the original breadth was increased by 3, so new breadth will be y plus 3. Then the new area will be x minus 5 into y plus 3, that will be length into breadth, and that will give us xy plus 3x minus 5y minus 15. Now I am saying that if we decrease the length by 5 and increase breadth by 3, the area get reduced by 9 square units. That means the original area is greater than the new area. The original area minus new area will be equal to 9 square units. That will be xy minus xy plus 3x minus 5y minus 15 will be equal to 9, and that will give us minus 3x plus 5y equal to minus 6. On multiplying both sides of the equation by minus 1, we will get 3x minus 5y equal to 6. This is the first equation. In case second, it is given to us that if length is increased by 3 and breadth is by 2, then the new area is, or you can say the area increases by 67 square units. So, new length that was increased by 3 will be x plus 3 because the original length was x, and the new breadth that is increased by 2 will be y plus 2. So new area will be x plus 3 into y plus 2. Now he is saying that the area increases by 67 square units. That means the new area is greater than the original area by 67. New area was xy plus 2x plus 3y plus 6, and original was xy. So subtracting, we are getting that equal to 67. Xy will cancel out, and we will get an equation as 2x plus 3y equal to 61. This is the second equation. Now we will solve the equation first and second by elimination or substitution method to get the value of x and y, that is the length of the rectangle and the breadth of the rectangle. Thank you.